XR, the Roku HD, and the Roku XD. Now, also select Vizio smart TVs with Vizio Internet apps, aka VIA.
I have one of those.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Okay. That were sold around 2012 to 2014. Well, also may also be affected. This was, unfortunately, as specific as the company would get. But if your Vizio TV is at least 5 years old, you might have to find another way to watch Netflix starting today. The same goes for select 2010 and 2011 Samsung TV, smart TV models that were sold in the U.S. and Canada. But once again, model numbers were not provided.
Well, my TV's not this old, and I still have my Fire TV. So I'm
there you go. So you're good. So because none of the Fire TVs, as you noticed, were affected, and it's basically for, TVs, a couple of models that are in Roku that are like 5 years old. So if you got something that's fairly recent, then you should be good. And if not, again, you can get a Fire Stick for about $30.
They're so cheap.
They are so
Actually,
cheap.
they just had a sale this past week, and I don't know if they're still on sale, but I almost bought the Recast, which is normally $249, $229. It was $100 off this week on Amazon.
Wow.
And if you do, and they still have, like, again, in place of my broke ass hack, let me just say this. On Amazon, on a lot of the electronics, you can do a 5-month payment plan.
Yes, that's true. You can.
It's a good way to get these like streaming devices too. So
it is. Have you found or been into? Have you taken advantage of any other Black Friday sales or anything like that?
I spent $0 on Black Friday, and I save 100% in every store.
Okay, there you go.
No. I tell you, I'm for real about this. Jason and I are trying to start our planning for the future. I'm only buying 2 Christmas gifts this year. Jason and my mom. That's it.
Good for you. Good for you. So I haven't bought anything yet, but I've been keeping a lookout for some things. One thing I'm in the market for a new downstairs television. So there's that. I've been waiting for. I saw some really good deals during Black Friday, but I didn't want to miss what might happen on Cyber Monday. So, and generally, the Cyber Friday deals will run into Cyber Monday. So I figure I won't miss out on that. You know what I mean?
I'll check out deals tomorrow.
Yes, I might miss out on some Cyber Monday. So, and also I'm going to look for a few things. Danya's got her main present from me, which was the phone. But I'm also get her like she needs some tennis shoes and some other little things like that.
I'm almost certain I can say this on the air because she won't listen to the show. But my mom's probably going to get an Amazon gift card.
Oh, okay.
Because that is our favorite family gift is cash.
Yeah.
And or giving you something you can spend the way you want to spend it.
Right.
So
that's what I planned on giving my wife, cash. But then she came to me and decided that I think last year or the year before last, I offered to buy her a coat for Christmas because it was this coat that she wanted. It was kind of pricey or something. And I offered to get it to her, and then she said yes, but then she never gave me the details to get it. And then this year, when I was planning on giving her cash, she asked me, could she still get the coat? And I was like, sure. So
yeah, I don't know what to give Jason, but mom's easy.
Right.
Yeah. Jason, I got him a sewing machine for his birthday. I don't know how I'm supposed to top that.
Well, speaking of presents and this and that, let me ask you this. If I feel like I'm being a little petty with this, I know what to get my dad this year because I went to visit him yesterday. I took him a plate from Thanksgiving and everything. And I have this new jacket. I really like it. It's kind of, what do you call it? Kind of Letterman style, but it's screen print. It doesn't have like the wool or whatever. And it has, you know how it reminds me of a sports version of NASCAR. You know how the NASCAR jackets have all the different logos and stuff on it? Well, it's kind of like it's like a Letterman style jacket, but it has all the Negro League.
Oh, that's cool.
Teams, but a screen print, so it's smooth, whatever. And I got it off of I found it on Etsy. And so when I took my dad's plate, I was wearing it, and he started asking me a bunch of questions about it. And I knew he was gonna want one, but part of me I don't want my dad to have the same jacket as me.
Oh, give him that jacket. First of all, he remembered the Negro League, so.
But it's not like we hang out together.
That's true.
So
that could be awkward. at the club together with your dad with the same jacket on.
Right? Like twinsies. I'm like, I'm not even going to family. Like if he's wearing it, then either he's gonna have to take it off or I'm gonna have to take it off.
Who wore it best?
We're not gonna be twinsies anywhere. Only person I would be twinsies with is my daughter. Like anybody else, forget it.
I feel you.
Anybody else? Nah, that ain't happening. All right. So speaking of Netflix, we're gonna talk about a couple of shows that are on Netflix now or coming out very soon. Have you heard about The Irishman?
I've seen ads for it.
Yeah, that was actually in theaters first. They did that thing that they do so that it qualifies for, the Oscars and things like that. I don't know, unless the Academy sees something that I didn't see, and my nephew agreed too. We were talking about it this morning. It's a little underwhelming. I was a little disappointed, to be honest. It's not bad. But there was some hype around it. It's not great. It's definitely not great. It's very long. And a long movie that's not great just feels too long. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Like, it's not like The Godfather or something, where it's long and you still don't want it to end because it's so good.
That's well put.
Yeah. So
no, I know what you mean.
So yeah. So I didn't like. It's just too long.
I just watched finally for the first time the Bohemian Rhapsody last night. It took me a long time to see it. It's long.
That's the one about
Queen.
Yeah, about
Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury. Thank you. I couldn't think of his name,
but it didn't seem long.
Yeah. Okay.
So I know what you mean.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's not a lot going on, and I'm used to, like I said, The Godfather is not an action-packed movie.
No.
You know what I mean? But it's one of those kind of movies that the subject matter.
Yeah, but you're on the edge of your seat, so it's happening next.
Right. In this movie,
where are they going?
There's no action like typical, like a lot of gangster movies, but it doesn't have that something that The Godfather and Goodfellas have that keep you on the edge of your seat. It doesn't have that at all. It also has Robert De Niro narrating the whole thing, and it's narrating for me is tricky. Well, I don't think it's, I guess it's really not tricky. It's pretty simple for me. Personally, I think narrating is a tool, and it should be used as such, right? Not used as like, gimmicky or just having it just because you like it or something like that. I feel like narrating is effective when, for example, this movie is about mob stuff, right? If we're so entrenched in that world and what's going on, and there's a lot of insider jargon or nomenclature, or something like that. There's a lot of details that we as lay people or civilians wouldn't understand. Then a voiceover or narrator helps to explain what you're seeing, what's going on, and make that plain for you so that you understand and you follow, you get all the nuance. But if you're just going about regular life and there's no shit in there that's deep or foreign to me, then why the fuck are you explaining everything? Because I can see what's going on. Right. I don't need your ass telling me what I'm looking at.
It's a visual medium.
Right. I don't need you telling me what I'm looking at. Yeah. I know what the fuck I'm looking at.
Yeah, I'm with you. So, voiceover should be setting tone or, like you say, explaining things.
Exposition. That's needed, on some kind of inside.
I don't like when they do it exposition. I don't like exposition and voiceover. Again,
that's true. That's lazy.
Show me.
That's lazy.
Don't tell me.
Right. That's bad writing.
But if you set in the tone, or it's like it's like Sunset Boulevard. We see a dead body in the pool, and the guy's like, "That's me."
Right.
Then I'm like, "Oh, what happened to you?"
Yeah. Right. So it's Robert De Niro is voiced over through the whole thing, and that's annoying and unnecessary. And it just pulls me out of it and reminds me that I'm watching a movie. That's all it does. It just and then it was very, like my nephew said, very all over the place. It was one of those things where, this time zone and this time frame and this time, like 4 different time frames. And so while, like I said, it's not horrible, but it's not great. It's okay. And it would have been served a lot better by being a lot shorter. And it had been a little bit more thought out, a couple little things here and there. But yeah, it was underwhelming and not very great for the length. Lost in Space is back this month.
Yay!
Yes, big yay. And a new show called V Wars, which stands for Vampire Wars. This show has been around for a long time in one form or another. Different incarnations have popped up here and there. Surprisingly, I had never heard of it because I'm very much into the whole vampire folklore or whatever. Love it a lot. Always have. But yeah, I've never heard of Vampire Wars, and that's what it had been called heretofore. This version of it for Netflix is called V Wars, and that starts this month as well. So, yeah. Okay. This story here, this was very interesting, Pip. Singing show tunes proven to help fight off dementia and Alzheimer's disease.
That is so bizarre that they would choose show tunes of all things. But I've been thinking about this. This story's been obviously means something special to me. I used to be in musical theater.
Right.
And I know a lot of people that really, really love show tunes. And I've been like, how does it that show tunes that specifically? But it's starting to make sense to me because they have like narratives to them. And it's like they're little mini show tunes. Songs are usually mini stories. And I know we also know music has like a wonderful ability on human beings, on babies that don't know language yet, all that stuff. So I love the story, actually.
Well, I also think what I got out of the story, in addition to that, the reason why show tunes got the response that it did is because that the generation.
Oh, sure.
The generation that we're dealing with.
Where show tunes was still pop culture.
Right. And so those trigger memories.
Sure.
So I think for like by the time we get older, that age, while any singing or whatever will probably do some good.
Right.
Like it probably for me wouldn't be show tunes.
It's not going to be Hamilton.
Right. It's probably going to be hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's probably going to do it for me. So
I feel you.
Motown.
Actually, in our lifetime,
you know what I mean?
It's only been like maybe 3 or 4 shows that have had like hit songs that were like that came where it used to be like everything was on Broadway had a hit song in it.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's because like you said, any of the music would be therapeutic to some extent, but show tunes is super effective, more effective for them because of how our mind works and how our mind associates memories to music.
I love that one day there's a possibility I might just be in a nursing home singing the barge. To the beat of the rhythm of the night.
I knew that was the song. I knew it. That was the one that immediately popped into my head, too.
You all right, Mr. Lilly? I am. I can remember everything, nurse.
Just beat it. Just beat it. What you want to beat it. Yeah, man.
Where did you come from, baby? And ooh, won't you take me there?
Right. So basically, the article, the subheading of it was, "Don't give up on these people."
Aww.
And the writer is saying that there's still a lot we don't know, still a lot we're finding out. This is something that we do know is keeping them engaged.
Right.
Keeping them engaged is extremely important.
Have you ever had somebody with dementia or Alzheimer's in your family?
Yes, my mother.
Yeah.
My mother.
It's tough.
It is.
It's tough, but it's not like the movies or the cartoons where they're just all completely off.
No.
They have their moments, and you just kind of have to watch them mostly because you just never know what might happen.
Right.
But for the most part, they're still mostly there.
Mostly, but it does change them sometimes.
It definitely changes them.
Yeah, my mother at the end, I kind of kept. That's one of my biggest regrets about my mother having dementia, other than all the other obvious things, is that my daughter really won't have any memories of her because I kept her kind of shielded because my mother, after the dementia took in towards the end, and my mom loved kids, but once the dementia got a hold of her. Nah, she couldn't tolerate them. She couldn't tolerate kids. She didn't like them at all. So I kind of, it would have, Danya probably wouldn't have had a lot of memories because she was so young. Mm-hmm. She probably wouldn't have had a lot of memories anyway, but it would have been nice that she might, or maybe it would have just been nice for me to have memories of them interacting or whatever, like I have with Danya and my dad. I have a lot of great memories of them together, and I don't really have any of those with Danya and my mom. Which
I understand that.
It's kind of sad for me, but
that other generation's important too in the life of a child.
Yeah,
or anybody. Yeah. I think about that even now because my aunt passing is in yet another generation because the generation before her is mostly gone.
Right.
And now my mom